Drivin Ivan here, and 4.7 million, just about, of these Fiat 126s have been made throughout the world, and yet you never see one in the United States, and you certainly never see one covered in the beautiful Martini livery behind me. This one I just freshly imported from Italy, so I'm going to drive it, I'm going to review it, I'm going to tell you what I think about it, and you'll find out if I made a mistake or if I'll be impressed. Have you smashed that like button and subscribed yet? Let's get started. Well, I can't see any mistake with the way this car looks. It's basically called the little one in Poland, where it was manufactured as well. This one was made in Italy, but yeah, it is a stunner. I think it looks really cool with these kind of mini light wheels here, Panasports, with the Ferrari badges on them, sort of the prancing horse. Very cool. And Olio Fiat Martini. I mean, just look at this thing as I walk around it. It's amazing. Beta, Martini, of course, the Lancias of the day. Great rally cars. I have a Lancia Delta Integrale. Check that out elsewhere on YouTube. But it's funny, I haven't covered that one in Martini livery. I'd like to, maybe, but this one just looks good. And really any angle. Check it out here in the back. Fina, Michelin, Fiat Club Italia. More on that later. And there you go. GT 126 it says. Bardal. All this just very, very cool foreign Italian stuff on the car, because that's where it came from. And yeah, I love the look. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments, of course. Now let's take a look inside. And the inside is just as done up as the outside. Red and white seats. Of course, they flip up for better access to the back. That's what these were known for. About 10 centimeters longer than the Fiat 500 that it replaced. Basically the same mechanicals, but slightly improved, of course, and things moved so that the back seats could have more room. So there you go. 4-speed manual with reverse here. And again, this is not extraordinarily stock here, but it's got all the rally fun things going on. Pitching, rolling, the speedometer, tachometer, temperature, and some other add-on accoutrement that really make this one stand out, and I think to look quite special indeed. Look at that, Martini Racing. Various switchgear here, 3 pedals down below, not too much finishing and that sort of thing, but you get a nice tray here for storage, a real handbrake, and well, the one on the left here is actually the choke, which helps it start smoothly. Another sort of glove box here without a cover, but very cool. $695, of course, that's famous in the Fiat world. But everything about this car says it is not your ordinary Fiat 126 and quite custom, and that is what it is. So there you go. Cool interior, super cool exterior, some storage in the front, battery, spare tire, and wires and reservoirs and such. Bunch of relays and other Italian spaghetti that you'd expect to find in an Italian car such as this. And there it is. Basically the same engine for the Fiat 500. The screaming 4-stroke 2-cylinder with about 23 horsepower and 32 pound-feet of torque. Basically 0 to 60 in half an afternoon, anywhere from 20-something to about 40 seconds, depending on how warm it is. Not a fast car. Top speed of 60 or 65 miles an hour if you have 126. It's really impressive when you think of how many of these were made. 1.3 million were made in Italy, but 3.3 million were made in Poland, the Polski Fiat. Basically, Fiat wanted to expand production, and they looked to Poland for doing just that. People in Poland were poor. They couldn't get transportation, really. They had to take a bus. Not cheap transportation. Cars were expensive. So the president of Poland at the time wanted to basically make the population of Poland mobile, and Fiat helped out in that. The Polski Fiat was born in 1973. The 126 was born in 1972, but produced all the way until the year 2000. As I said, 1.3 million from Italy, 3.3 million from Poland. So you had over 4.6 million total produced, and they became just so popular in Poland that everyone had one, everyone loved one, kind of like the Beetle everywhere else. You know, we don't really see the Fiat 500 here in America. The old ones, of course, they're being imported now, just like I imported this one here, this Fiat 126, but they are much more rare in America. And everybody in Europe, you know, where gas costs 4 times as much, they need cheap transportation. Not everyone can afford to drive these huge American cars, even though they're popular in Europe as kind of standing out as much as this one does in America. It's crazy to see big American cars in Poland and in Italy. I was just traveling around Europe for 3 months, and I imported 3 cars. This is my second one. The first one's the Fiat Barchetta. Watch my story on how to import the car with that one, and also my full review of my Fiat Barchetta. Plus, I'll be doing another video on this one to tell you what it's like to import the car from Italy. Different depending on the country you import it from. But the scarcity of these is really what made me want it in America, even though there's so many in the world. And so Poland just fell in love with these. And they're called the Polski Fiat 126P, basically. So they're quite popular all throughout Europe, actually, and oh so easy to maintain for people and easy to park. So it's got a lot going for it, really. It's a lovable car, you know? It's just cute, just like the Fiat 500 before it. That one's probably cuter, but this one is more useful. Larger back seats, more storage, and they even had campers that you could attach to it, and later they even had a convertible version. So that is just really super cool that you can get a convertible version of it. Now, you're certainly not going to buy a Fiat 126 for the speed, but you do have this manual shifter, first, second, third, and fourth, and you push down and back for reverse. You're also certainly not buying your Fiat 126 because it's a speed demon or because of the way it handles, but it does handle pretty well considering it's so slow. It's hard to get the velocity to really push it out and get it loose, but you can. It is a fun car to drive. It's really easy to see out all around, and the smiles that you get from people and just the thumbs up, of course, well, that's part of the driving experience too. And this little mini steering wheel feels great. You know, it's just a comfortable, fun car to drive, really, and it's fun to be seen in and to show it off to other people too. It's a great car show car, really, especially with the Martini Livery. If you're wondering how small it really is, well, look at it next to a full-size Ram 1500 pickup truck, which I've also reviewed. Check that out elsewhere on YouTube. But look at this. And remember, this is a 4-seater. So it is so compact. Love it. But people all over the world just fell in love with these cars. And of course, they used them. And so they became iconic. You know, the actor Tom Hanks would travel and kind of jokingly act like he was getting into some strange car that he found somewhere, and he did a few with the Polski Fiat, the Fiat 126. And so they actually made one up specially for him, had it sent to him, and it's a one of one basically for Tom Hanks, and he signed it. And that, you know, pop culture events make cars more popular. You know, you can see this car in movies, and it's just a fun, lovable car like the Beetle or like the Fiat 500 or even like the new Fiat 500. So really, I'm happy to have this here. Excited to take it to some car shows and see how people react to it, see what they think. I will be selling this one most likely soon, so if you're interested, let me know. It's not cheap to import a car from Italy to the US, and I think this is really one of one, but if I get the right money for it, I will sell it. I am absolutely impressed with it. It's so fun, and hey, you know, I really hate working on cars, and still I was able to get this one running pretty well just on my own, which says something about the simplicity of the Fiat 126, which is certainly something that makes it extremely desirable to own. And I love the way it looks. I like the economy. I like the fun factor, and I love the Martini Livery and the great history and the popularity of the Fiat 126 in Europe. So there you have it. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe. Search any car in Drivin Ivan. Watch my Free Your Mind music video. Watch my series of cars that you can't get in America that I've posted recently. And also watch my review of my Fiat Barchetta and the one that I bought and drove on the Nürburgring. That one still is not back in the US yet, but hopefully it will be soon. And remember to search any car in Drivin Ivan. Follow me on social media. And again, thank you so much for watching. I'm Drivin Ivan.